Just one more to go and then I'm back up to date, so let's not waste any time and get right to my review for Spice Up Your Life. After the cutie map is made operational again, it assigns Rarity and Pinkie Pie to solve a friendship problem in Canterlot. Their journey leads them to the Tasty Trees, a restaurant run by father and daughter Coriander Cumin and Saffron Masala. In contrast to the classy but unappetizing cuisine from literally every other restaurant in Canterlot, the Tasty Treat offers a delicious menu, but is struggling to attract customers as it doesn't have the three-hoof rating of approval from respected food critic Zesty Gourmands. The lack of success is putting a serious strain on Saffron and Coriander's relationship, and so it's up to Pinkie and Rarity to help fix the problems. As the last episode before Season 6 took a break, Spice Up Your Life holds up very well as a pleasantly enjoyable stopgap. Utilising the cutie map once again was a great way to get things started, and I'm actually really impressed that it didn't go the way of Rainbow Power or The Journal, whereby it stuck around for one season and was never seen again. The idea that it stopped being functional after Starlight used it to turn back time in the Season 5 finale is actually a pretty clever way to explain its inactivity. And although momentary, reintroducing it by having her and Twilight work together to come up with a repair spell does help to add a little more strength to their student and teacher bond. I do have to say though that the constant reminders from Spike about Starlight's past mistakes are really starting to get old. Once they arrive in Canterlot, Pinkie Pie with her sweet taste buds and Rarity with her social status make an excellent team once again, and the perfect choices for the problem. As new additions to the show's ever-growing cast of characters, Saffron and Coriander are both very likeable, and play off each other's optimism and pessimism brilliantly. Coriander's what's the point attitude makes for some very funny moments, especially with his delivery.
Father, stop it! Don't close up the restaurant around our guests.
What does it matter? When they leave, no pony else will be coming in.
Well, your attitude isn't going to bring anyone in. Can't you at least pretend to be positive?
Welcome to the Tasty Treat. You can eat here if you want, or not. Who cares?
But despite their disagreements, there is a genuinely heartwarming relationship between them. It is quite delightful to see this father and daughter remain a close family through their passion for cooking, and the fact that they needed to remember that sharing this passion with others was the very reason they decided to start a business sent a positive message to learn from. The episode is accompanied by a song titled It's Gonna Work, and if I'm being honest, Bollywood isn't my thing, so this isn't one I'll be regarding as one of my favourites, but it's still a pretty enjoyable number that fits very well with the premise and setting. And with both this song and characters, it is nice to see the show continue to grow and become more multicultural as it goes on. After this number, the way Pinkie and especially Rarity go about helping their new friend is a little bit questionable though. I understand the argument Rarity is trying to make from a business pony's perspective, but it still doesn't seem right that she would insist on the restaurant being the exact same as all the others. Robbing it of its uniqueness just doesn't feel in character for her, especially since she lamented the fact that when she opened her Canterlot boutique, she was strived of her creativity because every pony wanted the same dress. During the third act, we finally meet the critic Zesty Gourmands, and good God do I hate this character. It's one thing that she instantaneously refuses to award the restaurant any rating, but snobbishly berating and even insulting any ponies that give the food a chance and share a different opinion, that really gets under my skin. As it turns out though, the ponies realise that Zesty's opinion doesn't matter, and when Rarity and Pinkie swap tasks and finally convince others to try out Saffron and Coriander's food, they form their own positive thoughts, leaving Zesty appalled. The moral that this presents is an interesting one to interpret, as to some it may suggest that the message here is that critics' reviews don't really matter as long as you enjoy what you consume. So does that mean that this episode is anti-critic, and the review that I've just been writing and producing is irrelevant? No, I don't think that's the intention at all. It's perfectly acceptable to have an opinion, and it can be good and sometimes even beneficial to hear other people's reviews. But you shouldn't allow them to influence your own thought and decisions. That's exactly what the Canterlot citizens were doing, and learning to try something and then form their own unique opinion of it, regardless of what anyone else might think, is the lesson they needed. Spice Up Your Life isn't an episode that stands out as one of Season 6's best, but the more I think about it, the more I find myself seeing just how well put together it is. There are some notable faults here and there, but an engaging narrative, memorable characters, and a strong, compelling message definitely makes it a tasty treat indeed. I think it's just about good enough to earn a Gold Star score of 8 out of 10. Or perhaps more appropriately, a 3-hoof rating of approval from Golden Star.